Welcome F3 Naperville. We're here live here on YouTube and social media. I'm here with Chaps.
Hey, Stay Puff.
How you doing today? We're just here with a chit-chatting with the SLT, name still pending.
Yeah.
Where'd you post today?
So today I was at the complex for Spirit Fingers.
Okay.
So he had, he's kind of the man for doing combo workouts, and it was really hard. So
yeah,
it was a solid one.
All right, and then yeah, sorry, my son's right here, so you might hear him or not. He's supposed to be in bed. I was at Dark Tower IQ to work out this morning, so.
Yeah, it's the CPR training, right?
The CPR training, yeah. So I'm a CPR trainer. So I did a hands-only CPR boot camp, and everyone who showed up got third F points for the Lincoln Games, which brings us into Supply Chain. Welcome, Supply Chain, to the live cast.
Hey guys,
how you doing this morning?
Oh, morning, yeah, great. Evening, yeah.
Well, it's morning somewhere here in the world. As my geometry teacher used to say. So as everyone knows, we're here live streaming here on the World Wide Web with our new first FQ Supply Chain. So congrats, Supply Chain, on becoming our first F of our merry band.
It's an honor, thank you.
And just to kind of get things off the ground here, just to get to know you, who EH'd you and how did you get your name Supply Chain?
Yeah, well, it was a handful of guys. I was coaching soccer, and a bunch of the boys, the dads of the boys on the team, just kept saying, "You got to come out, you got to come out." And it was probably 2 months worth of that because the 5:15 scared me off. But officially, Snakes on a Plane got the kill. Yeah, I stepped on a scale after Thanksgiving. I said, "Okay, we got something to change here." So Snakes on the Plane, he ate me. It's been a while since he's been out. But yeah, that's who got me. I was my FNG morning was at Dark Tower. We were running around downtown Naperville. We had a bunch of telephone poles. My house at the time, but yeah, no. So I they asked me a little bit about myself, and I'm in the ocean shipping, and so the original name that was thrown out there was Pink Box, and for relatively obvious reasons, that name was that did not go. But since we were running around with these poles, these telephone poles, my next name was Logjam. Well, we already have a log jam, so I got an email saying "Welcome Supply Chain." So this is the third iteration of naming. So,
which happens sometimes here at F3 Naperville. So,
well, and as you know, Supply Chain, we sometimes just throw out names without actually checking to see if it's already taken. So we got better at that, but Supply Chain fits you. So
I've grown into it. Yeah.
And then, what is your preferred AO? Do you have a preferred AO?
No, not really.
In Naperville or outside F3 or outside our region?
Not really. Yeah, I've got a handful of AOs that are within that 12-minute driving distance. I think we all know what that's about. I love the Citadel's great, Ice House is great, but those are a little bit farther in the morning of the drive. So on the weekend that's great, but yeah, I'm usually Complex, Dark Tower, Iron Lion, Outpost in that kind of area.
And then how do you take your coffee at cafeteria?
Oh yeah, right. With a bunch of stinky dudes. That's how I take my coffee.
So let's get into the first. So as first F, I know you had some really important things you wanted to make sure everyone knew about. What did you want to make sure everyone knows about as first F?
Yeah, we're going to get to the Lincoln Games, but just quickly, some of this applies to the Lincoln Games too. But through the course of the year, I've seen the family's first, right? So if there's a conflict of interest, guys, we're always going to be around. Attend to that. If there's something, make sure your family knows where you're at. So, for example, if you're going to be hanging out with a bunch of dudes, you don't want to be part of that thing where your wife's like, "Hey, what the hell is A, B, and C?" Right. Second thing is throughout the year too. Same thing with Lincoln Games. Listen to your body. We got about 2 months before Lincoln Games, so this is a good time to start getting out and just moving more. What's the next thing I got there? EH in person. I think that the big call outs there's nothing wrong with them. Don't get me wrong, but it's amazing how many times I'll text a guy and say, "Hey, you want to show up tomorrow?" That's usually about 100% of the time that he'll come back and say, "Yeah, I'll see you there." As opposed to if he's part of what's up, Lil Bamba? If he's part of, a 30 guy blast, the odds of him showing up aren't as great. So, do that in person. That makes a lot bigger impact. Next thing is perfection is not the vision. So, whether you queue a lot or a little, like try and set a benchmark for yourself. If you're going to queue every month or every 2 months or every 3 months, just to give yourself some consistency. Nobody's perfect when they queue, guys. Just get on out. We're all out there getting better together. Next thing is, step up as a site queue. Honestly, for me, it was never a ton of work. It was a lot of fun. There's a couple extra things you have to do, but it really gets you more involved in your AO, your guys, the workout. And it's a really good time. And then the last thing I've got, before we get into the Lincoln game stuff, is I'm just going to repeat what Tuan Touch said at his flag passing is, this is about being free to lead. So this is more, we know where this is more than a workout, but if you got ideas, execute on them. Make them happen. If it's with your AO, if it's something separate, go for it. I mean, the SLT, it's not about approval or anything like that. It's you guys, let's get out and do some stuff. So just go for it.
Yeah, we're here to support you. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
I at the right when supply chain was coming in, I said I want to do my half marathon. He's like, "Great, what do you need from me?" And I'm like, "Your blessing." So, which it happened. So, there's a lot of great ideas out there, So just always contact. So always reach out and see how we can help out. So
for sure. Yep.
So let's go on to the most important thing. Why we're here, Lincoln Games.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Games. So I had a couple questions. I was with Lieutenant Dan this morning at my boot camp, and he said, "What are the Lincoln Games?" So supply chain. What are the Lincoln Games? In a quick couple sentences, what are the Lincoln Games before we get into the nitty gritty of it? What is it, and what do we do during it?
Yeah, the way that I'm going to explain it, it's a team-based competition that happens in May. It's a week long. We're going to have about 20 teams, and the goal is to be the team with the most points at the end. And there's a lot of ways to earn points, and those details we're going to talk about a little bit later here. They're in the rules, but essentially it's getting out, posting. You can do some extra running. You can do extra like second F events, third F events. It's really supposed to encompass what we are as F3 in the form of a competition. And at the end, there'll be a winner declared. There's individual winners. There's some different categories, but that's the general ideas.
And then how many years have we been doing this, Chaps? What year is this for you?
So this is, what is it, 5 years, 6 years?
This is like 5th or 6th year? Yeah.
6 years, yeah. I think it's 5 or 6. So It's been a while, but it's great. Everybody loves it. In fact,
some people hate it.
Yeah.
It's funny, this will be my third Lincoln Games. My first was in 2023, and right before it, I started having this really bad pain. I almost broke my hip. This is what it actually turned out, and I didn't think I could participate, and so I took myself off. I said MO instead of HC, and then Dumpster Fire reaches out and he says, "Why don't you just come out for the social stuff?" And that first day kicked off, and I caught the bug of Lincoln Games, and I ended up putting up a really good score. I didn't run a mile. I didn't ruck a mile. I didn't bike a mile. I mashed my way through like 9 workouts. It was kind of ridiculous. And then I went on Monday and got an x-ray, and the doctor's like, "You can't walk." So yeah, Lincoln Games is awesome. I'm very much hooked on it. So everyone does not share my love and affinity for it, but I love it. And I just, from day one, I was kind of hooked on it.
My wife saw this on our calendar, Lincoln Games, and she rolled her eyes back. So,
I can see it.
so let's talk about, with that out of the way, what to expect with your first Lincoln Games. So if this is your first Lincoln Games, what are you going to expect what are we expecting supply chain?
Yeah. So first off, I mean, it's a week. It's a blitz. It is not a marathon. It's a sprint. We're going to be, kicking ass all week. So the simple version is the more you can move in the next 2 months, the better. Part of Lincoln Games, there's some cardio stuff. Again, the rules, you can go into them. Yeah, it's nice light reading.
He froze up on us.
Oh, okay. Just move. Yeah, the next 2 months, move as much as you can. Next thing is Lincoln Games is for everybody. Okay. There's some guys, I'm one of them, and there's a spectrum of seriousness. Some guys, take off the whole week of work. Some guys, get out a couple times and just do their normal posting. It's really for everybody, but it's part of being, it's all about being part of a team, and just having fun with it. To guys who have never been part of Lincoln Games, and maybe they're seeing this rule sheet, they're hearing all this hype, HC, get on a team, talk to guys who have done it before. That's probably the best way to, decode or, understand what a strategy might be for the week, and, how to have fun with it. And so let's see, the bullet point number 4, one of the, some advice that I got early on was figure out what your baseline is and plan to give 25% more. So let's say you post on average 3 times a week. Maybe you post 4 times, maybe you post 5 times. If you don't run much, maybe over the next couple of months, or you don't ruck or bike, you'll get out there. The way that I've structured the extra credit and all that kind of thing, if you can get out and run an extra mile a day, that'll get you a point. If you can ruck an extra mile a day, that'll get you a point. Same thing, the biking, there's points for that too. So just know where you're at, and then just try and just push yourself a little bit more. Prepare. I would say try and post with consistency over the next 8 months, just to move. And some good advice that I got was, have a decent pair of shoes, because, you'd be on your feet quite a bit. Let's see what else we got here. Captain selection will be equitable. So we're going to try and draw and have captain representation based on the number of active packs per AO. Let's see, what do we have next here? The last one is you can earn a decent score. If you're wondering, what do I need to do just to kind of be involved and earn a decent score, just by posting regularly, doing some of the daily 4 exercises. Again, that's running, rucking, biking, and there's daily lifting you can do. Doing the pop-up event every day, and then participating in some of the second and third F events, both before and after Lincoln Games. So the rules have a little more detail on that. And I just want to highlight one thing. It just, for us who are listening, the easiest points you can get during Lincoln Games, besides just posting and showing up, are the daily pop-ups. Now, I don't want to get in the weeds or anything, but it's funny. I see sometimes guys don't earn those points. And as a previous captain, it's like, oh man, all you had to do was slap a guy with a tortilla and you just got 6 points. And like, why aren't guys just, that's all you got to do, or you got to, chug 2 drinks or something like that. So that's my not so secret that I want to share here.
We were buffering a little bit for some of the podcasts. What were the 2 points you were making? Yeah, we were kind of buffering in and out. What were the first 2 things you said at the top of the slide?
At the top?
Yeah, what were the couple things?
We've got 2 months. That's 8 weeks. That's plenty of time to get out and move a little bit more and set yourself up, to be maybe a little bit better shape or something like that for Lincoln Games. And then the second point was it's for everybody. There's some guys that are going to take it real seriously, and take days off work. And then there's some guys that are going to post relatively the same as they normally would and maybe do a little bit extra. It's for everybody. If you've got to work that week, if you've got to travel for work, you can participate in Lincoln Games. If you're injured, like I was, you can still participate in the second F and the third F stuff and the group stuff. There's a lot of ways to earn points. If maybe you're mashing or your shoulder hurts or something like that. So it's for everybody. I want to make that real clear.
So let's go back on. So for some of the people coming back to Lincoln Games, so first, how do you win the Lincoln Games? How does a team win? How does a solo person win at the Lincoln Games?
Yeah, it's real important to know what we're shooting for. And so basically the team with the most points wins. And that's not to take anything away. There's also, the top individual scores. But linking games is a team event. You're going to have a lot of fun doing this as a team, getting the shirts, showing up at workouts together. So the team with the most points will win. And just to touch on something that, I mentioned this in one of the threads, in the past couple of games, there have been team sizes that have gotten big. My team was one of them. And in terms of regulating that, guys who go through the rules will see that we're going to be regulating the team sizes in a different way than for example, doing like an average scoring. So we're going to keep it like most sporting events are. It's the team with the most points is the winner. Number two, we're going to have, everyone's going to have an individual score. So at the end, it's not just about the team score. There are individual scores. So we're going to award those top 5 individual scores. A couple of new things this year. We're going to give out an award for anybody who wins their draft order. So I think State Buff, what do we have, like 17 or 18 rounds last year?
Last year we went through 15 live rounds, 15 live drafts. Then after the 15th draft, everyone else that HE was auto drafted.
Yeah. So the idea is, you're competing on a couple different levels. So if you're drafted to a team in the 10th round, then you and everybody who was drafted in the 10th round are trying to compete to be, the packs who won the 10th round, for example. There'd be an award for that. Moving on, there's going to be guys who it's their first time doing linking games. So I created this category for the guys who have never done it before. Try and win that linking games rookie award. And then same thing with the cotters. We want to get guys back out who maybe haven't been out for a while. So there's going to be an award for linking games cotters as well. And then depending on what our prize pool is, how many specialty beverages we get, we'll see where we're at. If there's
it doesn't have to be alcohol. It could be supplements too, right? It could be energy supplements. And we'll talk more about the prize pool later on.
Yeah, no, that's why I said specialty beverages or anything, I guess specialty, right? It definitely doesn't have to be alcohol. But we'll just see where we're at and just see, if it makes sense to make more awards. So,
and then all the leftover stuff that has not been claimed or whatever leftover we have, it's going to go to the annual golf outing, right?
Correct.
And then, chaps, when is that golf outing again?
That's July 25th. And that will be at Tamarack Golf.
Just like last year, right?
Yep, just like last year. We want it to be bigger than last year, so.
And it comes with lunch and dinner. If you're just buying a ticket to golf, right?
It will come with lunch, and then dinner will be at Spartan Ale House, which is literally right next door.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it was a fun time last year. So
yeah.
Supply Chain, were you part of the golf outing last year?
No, I was out of town last year. I was at it the year before.
Okay. So just to bring us back into the linking games, what is the same? What is similar?
Yeah, let's go through this quick because I know time's limited here. But so it's going to be a week-long event. We're going to still have daily pop-ups every day. We're going to have the Chaos Draft, aka the main draft. That'll be live streamed and Stay
just like this one, right? We're going to live stream it right there.
Well, Stay Puff will be, I think probably having a beer or two and be a lot louder, but similar, very, very similar. The power runs, bikes, and rucks, that's like half marathon, full marathon. Those are the big ones. Those will be the same. Those will still be there if you want to participate in them. The daily 4 lifting will be the same. 2.0s can participate. And then we're going to have the same crazy queue sign up as ever. It's crazy. I didn't get a queue spot last year. I don't know what happened to my computer, but that's just what it is. You just got to embrace that.
And with the power runs, just to go back, the half marathon, the big power ruck, and the 25-mile and 50-mile bike, we're just limiting that to 2 distances this year. There's no middle distance between 13 and 26.2. That's all you can get, correct?
Yeah, we looked at it, and nobody was really doing those distances in between. It was people were doing the half marathon or the full marathon or riding 25 miles or 50 miles or rucking 10 miles or 20 miles. So it's like, okay, let's just call it what it is.
And then so similar, you mentioned that there's a main draft this year. So there's a second, so we're having what's the first draft then?
Yeah, the first draft, that's going to allow captains. That's going to be at least a couple weeks before the main draft. And the idea there is that captains will get to select one PAX. It'll be treated as a first round draft pick, but the idea is they can select one PAX, and that would be the right hand PAX draft, or I look at it as kind of a co-captain PAX. If it were me as a captain, I'd be drafting somebody, that could help me maybe strategize or organize, or has a little more, linking games experience, and try and figure out what's a good draft strategy. I'm not trying to tell captains what to do or not, but it was really helpful to have, when I was a captain, to have, guys that helped organize things and strategize. So I just, I thought it would be real valuable to add that to part of the process.
And then daily 4, run, ruck, bike mile distances, those are all very similar, correct?
Oh, exactly. Very similar. The only thing that I did, instead of making it like, for example, with the running, previous years, it's been a minimum of 5 miles of running per day to just be able to earn any daily 4 points. This year, we're starting at 1 mile. So 1 mile equals 1 point, 2 miles, 2 points, 3 miles, all the way up to 7 miles. And running and rucking, even though, running goes a little bit faster and rucking is a little slower, just for simplicity, it's going to be 1 mile of running equals 1 point, 1 mile of rucking equals 1 point, up to 7 miles. And then I was
going to say, and the biking is going to be up to 21 points, correct? So right. Every 3 miles is a point.
That's right. 3.
And then what about, shield locking? I know that was a kind of big deal in the past. What's the deal with shield lock? So what's a shield lock, and how many can we do this year?
Yeah, shield lock is 7 guys on the same team posting at the same AO. Okay, and that gets you 5 extra points per day. If you have 14 guys, ideally you'd get 7 at one AO and 7 at another, and that gets you 10 points. If you've got 21 guys that you can split up 7, 7, and 7, now you've got 3. So the only difference between last year and this year is that you can get more than 2 shield locks. You can get as many shield locks as your team is able to disperse 7 guys. That's the difference. No limit.
And that's what the captain will help out as well.
100%.
It's a lot for just that one person, which is
100%.
Great.
Yeah.
And then you can double tap and triple tap, correct?
Yeah. Quickly on this one, just for example, Plainfield's got an evening ruck on Tuesday. Other regions have evening or lunch stuff. So if you find something outside of the Naperville region, you can certainly go and tap there and get an additional 6 points for tapping. That's all that is.
And then let's quickly look at we have the mileage. We have a quick screenshot of the mileage count in the next one. But now it's just when we're entering our mileages, we're just entering the numbers, and then the system does everything for us. Correct?
Yes. Right. That's what. Yes.
Just going off the points here, and then FNG recruitment. Who gets the point for FNGs? If we recruit an FNG to the team, who gets the point? Does it the EH person, the FNG, or the team?
The team. And in the past, I don't want to limit guys to only being able to recruit 1 or 2 or X amount of FNGs. I've looked at it in the past and just seen how the FNG process works. And, you want the FNG to feel welcome by the team. Of course, there's going to be the guy who EHs him, but it's really about that F2 experience. So I put this more in the realm of like, let's put this as team points this year. And then you don't have to figure out where FNGs go if you want to assign them to somebody else, and just make it simple.
And then last year we introduced a 2 minimum race AO. You had to post twice at F3 Naperville. What's similar now with that now? So we still have to post twice, correct?
You have to post twice. I changed it to any region. I think one of the things, the idea was to manage downrange involvement, and we're doing that through other means. Downrange packs have to HC. But I'll just use as an example. We've got some guys that were F3 Naperville guys that have moved out of the region. We've got some guys that want to participate in it that are downrange. And I just thought, well, heck, I'll use like Toto as an example, right? Or Harry Carey. And I'm not saying they have to participate in it, but if they were like, hey, I want to participate in linking games with you guys and stay connected, they could HC, they could participate in linking games and earn points. at their respective regions. So I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. I don't know if it's going to work perfectly or not, but that's the idea is to get involvement. But they still have to post. Like this is F3, so you got to post.
They got to post twice during the week of Lincoln Games, and it can be at any AO essentially.
Yeah, anything except for a virtual AO. Correct.
All right. So, and then what is new? So pre-gaming, so quickly, what is new? I know pre-gaming is big with you this year.
Okay, pre-gaming, yeah. Second and third F events. This is Lincoln Games is a 1 week competition. Hell yeah. So it's just such a tight time frame to do a lot of second and third F events because we're just working out so much, right? So the idea is this year we're going to take March, April, and May and allow guys to do some extra stuff that earns points towards Lincoln Games. And here's the secret: is that after this Lincoln Games is over, we're going to incorporate it for the next Lincoln Games throughout the course of the year because this is what we're about. Is not just that first F. It's about tell them it's about the second F. It's about the third F stuff. And I think one of the things I want to highlight here, guys, is the second and third F stuff. It's not just the second FQ and the third FQ initiating this stuff. Part of maybe if you've read the rules is we want you guys to come up with ideas for the purposes of the competition because it is a competition. So we got to have rules. You do need to submit those requests if they're going to count towards Lincoln Games points. So please read the pre-gaming section on that. But we're not here to say no. We want to support that. So send the second game request to Chaps and me. Send the third F event requests to HH Greg and myself, and we'll get back to you quickly. And let's get some more second F and third events going. Okay.
So, for example, I host CPR. You can get CPR certified this season, and it will count as third F pre-gaming points. So everyone who came to my boot camp this morning to get certified can get third F points for that today.
Yes, there's a lot of different versions. That is one of them that's approved. So after they're done with the post, go. I think that Stay Puft on the Lincoln Games webpage. There's a link where you can submit your second and third F pre-gaming points. So that's just go there and submit it, and then you get your points for Lincoln Games.
F3Naperville.com/Lincoln Games, or go to F3Naperville.com and just scroll down till you see the Lincoln Games button. Quickly, what are some of just bullet point, what are some of the other new things you wanted to highlight?
PPP points, check out the details, but all that is work out with other packs during Lincoln Games and you get more points for it. Let's keep it at that. And time's a little bit tight. So
no, and I think we got some of the other stuff down. So I think downrange packs, I think that's some of the new things we did get. We didn't get any questions in the comments. We got some fun comments here. We got first night drinks at Bar Louie. Can we approve that now?
I like it. I'm not saying no here, but shoot a message, Bulldog.
Yeah. That's on the spot already, Bulldog. Jeez.
So then after that, so where to find rules? We mentioned F3Naperville.com/Lincoln Games. Go to the front page of the F3 Naperville website and scroll down till you find the Lincoln Games button. There'll be a link. You'll find everything there. Again, you can also go to our Slack space. So hashtag Lincoln Games 2025 hashtag where you post all your evidence is your pictures, your route. So instead of sending it to your captain this year, you're posting everything to our evidence channel. Correct, supply chain?
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. So, and then again, that'll be listed. And then Chaps, quickly, what are some of our upcoming second F events?
So some second F events we have coming up is this Friday we'll be at Freedom Brothers. That's over on 75th and Naperville Boulevard. So that's where that lunch will be this Friday. And then next Thursday will be a March Madness happy hour for us. So we'll be there at noon. We're also going to combine that with another region as well. And they're going to be there at 11, but we'll be there all day watching the basketball game. So come on by, enjoy some time, some fellowship with some other packs. And then we also have some lunches coming up in April and May at Empire and Bar Louie.
Nice. And then are we not naming regions? Well, we're
going to be with the Outlands guys. So.
I was going to say, are we going to keep them quiet now? Or?
No, that's fine. I didn't know. So we're all in it together, and it's great to get back with those guys. They're great.
Hell yeah.
And then, as we were mentioning, we got the Chaos Draft coming up. It'll be live here on YouTube. Will be posted to our F3 Naperville website, and then starts at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. We'll be posting live. You can come live to Mistwood Dome. Our Nantan says, "Juiced. Why can't it be May next week?" So, got to get through the rest of the school year, man. We gotta get we gotta get through Mother's Day. And our next live stream event, we're going to have Hootie and Faceplant, and we're going to get into details about Frontline OCR and our upcoming Celtic Classic, which is a ruck event, which is, again, helping great third F people. So hope you guys can be here, same bat time, same bat channel, next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Otherwise, it's going to be posted on our YouTube channel if you can't miss it. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in the gloom. Supply Chain Chaps, thanks for showing up tonight.
Cool. Thanks,
Thank
Dave.
you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.